some of the extraterrestrial races that people describe their ships when they see are, and I'll explain it to you in a minute, because it started as an explanation of something like otherworldly, but it turned out that it's not otherworldly at all. You have two types of UFOs. You have physical craft, right? They're a mock-up replication of technology that was given over, and then you have ethereal ships, which are like opalescence, or like aspects of crystallization. The that entails sophisticated races. Um, and now, when I say this, like, at first you think of it as like one race being like superior than another. It is, but it isn't. The boson, um, I learned about them from Bobby Hemmett, were the most sophisticated race, or one of the most sophisticated races, right? Of ancestral craft, right? And I didn't get it at first. He said they negated their prowess because the only thing that can make you better is to negate your prowess, right? And that's what they did. So that made them the most sophisticated. Now, later on, I saw what he meant, because to entertain the imagination of a child who embellishes, because children will embellish. A senior, you might negate some prowess. Like, it's like sometimes people have a reason to be self-deprecating. Okay, now think of that as like a low charge, even though it's not a negative thing, right? Think of that as like building up, right? Now to a positive charge, right? And children look up to their elders, so when they embellish and put themselves on a plane where they think their elders are, right? And you're supposed to engage. You're supposed to. It's like self-deprecating. You just to humor their imagination. That's what it is, and that's the most civilized race. So you can apply it to yourself. The Christ energy will take the extraterrestrial and apply their purposes. They're used to his own purpose, and it's in the scriptures that the Christ will live in you. You know, there's an aspect of the occult that requires you to be a little, have a little arrogance in order to see, because at the same time, the people running around saying they're the biggest followers, of Christ, and they tell you that that's a abomination or a heresy for you to even say, such as that I am God or something like that. As a matter of fact, my mother, like, when she's upset with my father in the past, she would be like, "Yo, you're not God. I'm not perfect." Like an excuse. You just have to stop saying that. It's just like, if I forgot. It's a something that is hard to wrap your mind around. It's very simple, but it's just a matter of when you tell yourself that, then something turns on for you. And I forget them. Like, there's a few. There seems like, you know what? I can every day. I say, you know what? If I tell myself something and find it to be like it's almost sacral, like so true, right? Then it must be relying on an assurity. And okay, I'll forgive that, for there is a reason for everything. So today this came up, but I can't sustain or whatever on assurance. It's like trying to retain an air of aloof. And then what is aloof? And then if you're trying to retain it, it doesn't exist to you. So tomorrow, it must be something else. You know what I'm saying? Trying to come around and reinforce a different thing, but actually not trying to, you know what I'm saying? They're actually trying to take something, but it's like that. Okay, so I'll negate that, right? But then I'll just tell them, yo, that's a ship. That's a boson spaceship. Because I'm not out here making a semantical argument, rationalizing. you know. And if I see if you have to be able to recognize your own shit. So if I'm out here witnessing and seeing my own shit, people, you can't try to gaslight, you know, because then that's your ass. It really is. You can't tell yet, but it's like when somebody's making a focused, concerted effort and they're you know, in its balance, you know, you really can't say nothing about that, because it's a transmogrification, you know. Like, oh, that's a good thing, right? It's not the transmutation. Transmutation is how energy shifts form, right? From physicals, and I'm moving, like Brother Browning said, to I convert this energy into gestures, symbols, characters, you know. Like I'm moving my hand, I'm writing down characters, you know. And people don't actually speak to me. I allow them to speak to concepts. I allow them to speak to progress, ideas. I allow them to speak to conditions. I allow them to speak to these things. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go around convincing every human being, like, oh, you just told me, and then you're gonna go tell there's like 5 billion humans, and the message is for all of them. You just be on a wavelength already. So, yeah, that's pretty much. That's pretty much as concise. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I'll probably come and do a follow up and to add contextuality, some more stories, you know, like Uncle Tatum.